What's going on, guys? Welcome to a Goku Runner Live Tuesday. So, actually, it's Goku Runner Talks Tuesday. I don't like that. Live sounds good too. But anyway, this is a Tuesday. We're gonna talk about my weekend training. We're talking about spring energy. They respond not to me, but they do respond to all the controversy that's happening on spring energy. And then finally, we're talking about running as a bandit during a race. I know Beta Breakers had a problem. The Brooklyn Marathon have a problem. Actually, every race has a problem with it. And we're going to talk about that today in this video. Let's go. All right, guys, since we are talking about spring energy, I'm going to ask you the question of the day, and that is going to be, what is your favorite gel nutrition on the run? Mine used to be Spring Energy, but I will never buy that ever again just because of the controversy and all the findings that people are finding out about that. So mine right now, I would say if I don't buy Spring Energy or I don't use like natural stuff, I'm thinking of like trying out figs or dates for my runs or just make my own type of, mix in my drinks. I'm thinking of just... Oh, I'm thinking my favorite is Science and Sports. So SIS, S-I-S. That's one of my favorites. The liquid is like super easy to go down. I've been getting older and I've been drinking goos for a long time, like the real goo with the thick substance. It just doesn't go down anymore. And I find myself having to sip on that and it takes forever. I don't like the gummies, especially those goo gummies, because those really are chewy. I know Bonk Breakers makes a gummy that is not so gummy and it goes down easier. But SIS or Science and Sports, I don't know which one, how they call it, but I like that one. And I know a lot of people have enjoyed that one too. So let's go on with what my topics are. Make sure to answer that question if you are on here. My weekend training, how's it gone? It's gone pretty good. I think that I've actually ran a few times. I ran just this week alone. Let's just talk about this week, the last couple of days. I actually got Anna back to running too. So she's been coming out to a couple runs last week. And then I also ran Memorial Day. You saw that video. And I also ran with the Houston Marathon group. I bit my tongue, so I'm having trouble talking. So if you hear me talk funny, it's because of that. But yeah, I've been running and it's been good. It's so hot here in Southeast Texas right now. The humidity and the heat is tough, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So make sure to run smart out there and get out there and run. I was running with the Houston Marathon group and I expected myself to be one of the slowest people. And I was the slowest person. And like I said, like a lot of people who join running groups, they're like, I don't want to go out because I'm not the fastest. But if you know the route, which I knew the route, which was an easy route. It was just around Memorial Park. We were able to, I was able to just run it by myself. They did wait up for me a few times, but, they were going at their own pace and they finally just went ahead and I was by myself and, go out there and have fun with your group. You don't have to run with somebody. You can. And if you keep on going out, you will eventually be finding somebody at your own pace or getting faster and be able to run with them. But you go out there and run, and that's what I did today. And I ran with them, and I was happy to meet all the Houston Marathon ambassadors. Again, there's many different paces from super fast Boston marathoners, even to sub 3, 230, 240 marathoners, I think, and also people like me who are back of the pack, 6-hour marathoners. Yeah, I enjoyed it, and my training's been going well. I do feel some issues with my gout after each run. I just feel it more in my Achilles. It hurts. I limp a little bit. I need to stretch it out a little bit more and just keep on going. Strength training is going well, getting stronger. Somebody was actually at the gym the other day. He saw me lifting weights. I was only doing like 285 to 290. So, I mean, it's a lot of weight, but he has stopped me mid workout and he was like, dude, you're lifting a lot of weight over there. I'm like, yeah, and he asked me my PR, which is like 3:36 right now, I think. And he thought that I was like a bodybuilder or something like that. He asked me what was my sport, which is kind of an interesting question. He's like, what sport do you do? And I was like, I run. And man, his jaw dropped so hard. He was like, you're a runner. But he thought it was cool. He told me about, apparently there's this guy who ran 600 miles, and he's passed away a long time ago, but he ran 600 miles and he did it. I want to say he was talking about the guy from Canada, but I'm not sure. But he was telling me about him, and he was saying that the guy's also a big guy like me, so he was impressed that a big guy like me runs. And yep, we runners come in all different shapes and sizes. So yeah, comments. Leave me a comment. Answer the questions. Like I said, the question down there is, what is your favorite gel nutrition on the run? And I said mine is Science in Sports. So if you guys are on here, answer that question so we have a little back and forth over here on the live stream today. But yeah, ran over there and enjoyed it. And it rained again today. So I might go out there and run. I need to start doing something. I'm on some medication, new medication. So I don't know if it's the medication or I'm just overeating, but I'm having trouble trying to lose weight. Before, if I dieted a little bit, I would get down 5-10 pounds, but now I am not going down at all. In fact, I think I'm actually getting bigger. So I need to figure out what's going on with that and try to settle down on my eating so I could lose some weight, because Goku Runner wanted to lose weight because of all these issues. The gout, it's going to be easier on me. Everything's going to be better on me if I do work on my nutrition, and that's what I'm trying to do. So here is a comment. Frank LaHoyer, I go with cis too, Science and Sports. Yeah, I love Science and Sports. That's one of my favorites. My favorite go-tos, just like liquid energy, and you're good to go. I love that stuff, and it's cheaper than Spring Energy. So let's go ahead and talk about Spring Energy. They don't respond to me. They responded to I guess the Reddit link that originally we got it from. So let's go ahead and put that Reddit link up on here, and we'll see the response, because it's pretty unnerving that they aren't putting the right carbs amount in there. Let's see. Let me see. I forgot. I haven't been. Okay, here we go. Let's put this on there. So this is what Science and Sports said. I'm gonna make it a little bigger for you guys. Take that out of the way. So they say, thanks for reaching out to us at Spring Energy. Where all our athletes are, we truly appreciate the significance of proper nutrition for training and competition. We also value constructive criticism and input, as it helps us improve and better serve our community. Our analysis supports the accuracy of our labeling. However, we will reevaluate to make sure our data is accurate. Although we hoped your experience with our product would have been wholly satisfactory, we recognize that the individual needs can vary. Given the wide variety of options available across different brands, we are confident you will find the right product that suits your specific requirements. We wish you the best of luck in training and upcoming races. So that's what they got from Spring Energy. Not really saying that they did anything wrong, just basically not saying anything, right? They're not really saying we messed up. They're not claiming anything's wrong with it. They said they're going to do their own studies, because there is a group of guys. I think they are putting out a GoFundMe so they could actually see all of the nutritions, the running nutritions out there, and test them to see if they are right about their carbs and all their calorie intakes and all that. So, but I think the people that did it, they actually found they compared it to some other running nutrition, and those were actually higher. I forget which ones they were, but they're actually a little higher. So it's only the Spring Energy. The Awesome Sauce was the one that was super low in carbs. So Sky Diving Dan, he says, I keep it simple: nut butter and a little bottle of honey. Yeah, nut butter. So those little is nut butter, those little cookies, those are delicious. And that's also people talking about candy, that they like want to just eat candy, nerds or something like that on the run, those nerd clusters. They like to do that. So I think that that's what I've been thinking about in with all this talk about spring energy. Like really just going for stuff like this. Yeah, Frank says the GoFundMe. Yeah, the GoFundMe results haven't come back, but they did do. I think some other people did some tests on some other things. It may not be the same people, but they did test on like 2 other like goos. So the results aren't back yet. That's right. And I think that Spring actually responded to those people ahead of the results. So that's what they were trying to, get ahead of before anything. But back to Skydiving Dan. Yeah, a bottle of honey or something else. I'm going to try to do something. I'm going to test it out on my runs. So we'll see. There you go. So yeah, Spring Energy. Shame on you. For $5. That's really the thing that bothers me the most. I bought that one because it was a premium product that I was spending more money on, and it just disappoints me that it wasn't working or it didn't have the right nutritional value on me. So, I mean, that could really ruin someone's race. And again, I told you all in ultra marathons, I am hitting up those aid stations like a freaking madman. So I'm getting my nutrition, but whenever I am early on, I am eating one of those Spring Energies, and I probably spent over $100 on Spring Energies for that race, and and also training. I train with Spring Energy. I race with Spring Energy, so that's a ton of money. The next topic we'll talk about after Spring Energy is going to be running as a bandit. So Beta Breakers, they were talking about they're going to try to cut down on bandits this year, and there's also a what's it called? A article on, where was it on? Anyway, there's an article talking about how they're celebrating bandits. And as a race director myself, what do I think about bandits during a race? Somebody, either they're printing out a bib, putting it on the front of them, or they're just running it without a bib, banditing their race. I don't like it. There's a lot of work that goes on to putting on a race. You have to try to estimate how much shirts to buy, how much nutrition to buy, especially if you're a smaller race director like myself. We have to buy the nutrition, we have to buy the shirts, the medals, and we have to estimate all that out. So it costs a lot of money. Like medals alone cost about, I want to say $4,000 to $5,000 for a 300 person race. So that's expensive. Cops are costing us $80 a cop. So if we have, 15 cops, 10 cops, it's costing us $800 for 10 cops. So, closing down the roads, that costs money. Barricades was another big expense just for our race alone. We spent, I think, $3,000 one year to close down the roads in Orange. And when somebody bandits a race, you're just taking money from us because most of the time they're taking medals, they're taking shirts as well, they're taking nutrition, and they're taking advantage of us closing the roads. We are going through all the proper ways to shut down the roads and going through all the permits to permit the roads to be closed. People are saying on the comments, these are the taxpayer money. We should be able to run the roads if we want to. Run the roads if you want to. Just don't run it during our race. I think that bandits are not cool. Back in the day, I'm not going to lie, back in the day, when I was early on and I was a newbie, I banded a race, and now I feel like I should never have done that. And you shouldn't abandon a race. Abandoning a race is not good. You're stealing money from the race directors. You're making the prices of the races getting more expensive. Not to mention that it's dangerous. If you do get injured, we don't know who you are, and that's going to cause some issues too. So Frank LaHoyer says it's hard enough to run around people who are officially in the race. Bandits getting in the way is super irritating. Yeah, bandits. It's just not a good thing for the race. And I'm telling you, there's so much that goes on to putting on a race. And if you guys ever put on a race, you would want everybody to pay the race. I know people are like, races are so expensive nowadays, and it's not our fault. Like I said, I'm a race director myself. It's not our fault. We have to charge this money for races. And it's because you're really making, I want to say $5 to $10, maybe $10 on the high end for a 5K. 5K is barely break even. So if you're banning a 5K or 10K or any race really, but a 5K, 10K, you are really, hassling us, and it messes up our numbers. And maybe somebody won't get a medal because of you. Maybe somebody won't get a shirt because of you. Maybe somebody won't get nutrition because of you. And don't bandit a race. Banditing is bad. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So there you go. Frank also says getting a fake bib to bandit so that you can get a medal, definitely stealing. Yeah, I think Boston Marathon had an issue with that a while back. People were looking at social media, and the day before the race, people post their invisible runner, Instagram picture, and they post their bib. So people will get that bib, Photoshop the bib, and then print it out and put it on themselves to make them seen, so they could run the race and not get caught. I actually know some runners that have gotten caught giving their bibs away to other people. And as a race director myself, at a small scale like mine, I generally do let people transfer bibs, like even closer to the end, because it's just like one or two people. But if you're dealing with like the Boston Marathon, the New York Marathon, and you have 40,000 people, transferring bibs is going to become an issue. It's going to get a little bit more difficult. But I think that's why people don't want to do it. They don't want to transfer bibs. It's like a concert. A concert, you can't. If you what is it? The concert situation? Like if you go to a concert and you miss out. No. People also ask me to refund them at the end of the race, and there's no refunds. That's the concert situation I'm talking about. But yeah, anyway, don't ban in the race. It's not cool. And stay away from Spring Energy. Don't sue me. All right, I think that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for commenting and everything. I'm going to go try to get on the row machine. I have a row machine down below. This big boy needs to get smaller so I can start running again and get my my times a little bit better, a little bit faster. It's hot outside, and I'm going to enjoy getting trimmer and faster and everything else. So hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. If you guys did, leave me a comment outside of the chat. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.